In this video, we're going to learn how to assemble the Thermomix Spiraliser, and we're going to be referring to these parts, the gearbox and the two blades. Now to begin, if you see this blade symbol, this is the correct way up. To disassemble, turn it around and put your thumbs where the taller items are and simply push outward. This will dislodge the gearbox for you. Now to remove the blades, turn the gearbox around and you'll see on either side these two little levers. Press inwards on those and that will dislodge the case for you. Once everything is unlocked, you can easily go ahead and remove the blades and swap them out. To reassemble, it's as easy as putting each of the pieces back into the circles. When inserting the blade, make sure that the cogs line up with the smaller circle. The best way to know which is the right way up is if the number is facing downwards, and it's the same for both blades. Once you're finished, simply pop the cap back over the top and then click it all back into place. Then to reinsert the gearbox back into the spiralizer base, just make sure that the blade number is facing upwards and push that one back into the V space. It will click into place easily. And now your spiralizer is assembled and ready to be added to the cutter. In this video, I'm going to show you how to assemble and use the Thermomix Cutter Plus with the Spiraliser. First, make sure that your mixing bowl is in place. Then you're going to take the drive shaft and place it on top of the blades, clicking it firmly into position so that it stays upright. Next, place the cutter basket over the drive shaft, and you'll know that it's positioned correctly when this opening lines up with your bowl handle. Then insert your chosen Spiraliser blade into the gearbox and attach the gearbox onto the top of the drive shaft. Make sure that the edges of the gearbox align with the inside of the cutter basket handle so that the blade sits directly beneath the wide part of the feeder tube. Once it's aligned, place the cutter lid onto the basket with the feeder tube positioned over the Spiraliser gearbox. There is a quicker and easier way that you can do this. Attach the Spiraliser directly to the cutter lid first, make sure that the blade is correctly aligned inside that feeder tube, and then simply place the lid onto the cutter basket. You'll find it clicks into place a lot more easily this way. Before spiralizing, you're going to need to remove the slicing pusher cover from the Spiraliser's pusher. This allows you to secure your vegetable onto the pronged underside. Make sure you check your Thermomix Cutter and Spiraliser guidebook. It's full of helpful tips including which blade to use and how to prepare and position your vegetables so that they're perfectly aligned for the best results. Once your vegetable is prepared, you can then go ahead and press it onto the pronged underside of your Spiraliser pusher. Then make sure that you tap start and gently press the Spiraliser pusher down through the feeder tube onto the blade. For best results, if you want to avoid crushing the ingredients or getting the spirals tangled in the blade, the vegetable and fruit pieces should be at least 4 centimeters long. So keep this in mind when you're shopping and preparing your ingredients so as to choose and cut them accordingly. Now, to disassemble the Spiraliser base, you'll need to remove the lid and pusher first, and then pull on the central hub to remove the Spiraliser from the cutter lid. If you do find that way a little bit tricky, you can actually first remove the outer part of the gear from the Spiraliser, and then you can pull the gearbox out with your hands. This enables you to get a bit of an easier grip. There is also another way that you can remove it if you do find that easier. Get your thumbs underneath and just simply push it out like so. Once you've done this a few times, it does get a whole lot easier, but don't forget to refer to your guide booklet for all the extra tips and instructions on making sure you get the most out of your cutter.